Oh, contact tri-oval. Ryan Seed goes around.
There you go. There you go. You got it.
What a job by David Starr to miss him in that 10.
Nice job.
Hey, David Starr had his hands full for an extended period of time trying to avoid that.
He had radar lock and somehow managed to kick it off.
See the contact.
There's Ryan. That's Eric McClure in the 14.
Yeah, you can see the contact there that created that.
Yeah, now we can see it. I was looking at the wrong monitor a while ago, but yeah, now you see the contact. Right here's where David Starr does an incredible job.
You're right. That's just amazing. I mean, that's so hard to do, to turn these cars and not spin them out, or your initial reaction to lock up the brake, and then that just sends you sliding into it. Well, this could have been a huge accident with a lot of cars involved, but fortunate to get out of here.
Jamie Dick got some damage there on his right side door.
Whole lot of lucky people there.
See, this right here is Harrison Rhodes in the 24, and right behind him, you see it's just smoke, and they can't see. Jason White makes a move to avoid what he thinks really doesn't know, probably because he can't see. Spins out through the grass.
It's a nice piece of driving by Rhodes, too.
Yeah, he could have hit something hard right there.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. It's a bad place to have one let go, I bet, Dale, right there in the trial.
Yes, absolutely.
You see Jason White trimming a little grass through the infield.
Yeah, I think maybe he saw that happening, and when he went to the right and probably jumped on the brakes, that turned his car, I believe, right then. Could have been a little bit of fluid also with that. Yep, through the grass in front. Look at the outside going.
Trouble behind the pack. Spinner in turn 3. Chad Boat in the 84 car. Caution is out as they come to 4 laps to go.
14. Shouldn't have too much damage.
Well.
This is going to shuffle the lanes up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, it's going to a lot.
And that's going to really be a big reset of circumstances for a sprint to the finish. How about that? Well, we said the late caution is likely. We've got the late caution inside the final 7 laps, as has been history here. Don't forget, a lot of people are close on fuel.
You can see the 84 car right here. Chad Buck gets in the back of the 14 of Eric McClure and just turns him around. Both of them actually get turned around.
Yeah, it looked like that the 84 guy had a run there to the inside, and maybe Eric McClure didn't realize that he was coming.
Dakota Armstrong's view of it.
See, he pulls down there. He's got this run. There's not really enough space to be getting in there.
Regan Smith wins it by a fender. Trouble after the checkered flag. They're crashing down in turn 1.
You're right. Walk it down, you're all right.
Oh, wow. Ryan Reed into Joe Nemechek hard. You see the cars involved. You see Reed climbing from his machine. Contact. This is after the checkers. That was Junior who hit Kyle Larson and set that off, it looks like.
Oh, that's a hard lick right there for Ryan Reed. After you get to the checker flag, you think you've made it. And now this happens. This is a tough one to take. Joe was just kind of minding his own business.
Yeah.
So was Ryan Reed. Tangled up in that.
When he came from turn 4 toward the checkered, Junior pulled out 3 wide and made a 3 wide low move at the finish line. You see him here coming, well, that's after the checkers, but coming to the checkers, he made a 3 wide move low, which you're supposed to do. Try and get everything you can at the checkers, but that just kind of bottled them up when they got past the checkers and everybody tried to get woed up.
What you're talking about when you're telling them something. Whoops,
trouble.
Contact there with Keselowski.
87, Darrell Haar into the wall. Caution is out.
Sorry, you should have called that.
Well, Darrell Haar, veteran that we've seen around on a number of occasions from Canada. Sounded like might have been a little confusion.
Okay, not your fault, Darrell. Not your fault.
With the spotter, and winds up with a heavily torn up race car and bringing out the first yellow of this one.
Yeah, right here is Keselowski, and you can see the 87 just in front of Darrell Haar. And I think there was a little indecision on the part of the 87 of which line to take, and he obviously chose the wrong one. This is Brad Keselowski.
It looked like Darrell Haar thought that he had enough momentum here to make the pass on the car directly in front of him. And Keselowski just a little more momentum maybe than what he thought, or just hadn't checked his mirror as they entered the corner.
Well, I think maybe one thing was happening right there is Keselowski was checking his, and he saw Kevin Harvick coming hard. He knew he needed to clear these cars.
Certainly nothing intentional there.
I just don't think that Keselowski expected him to go to the bottom.
Yes, just one stop here.
And I have to think
he's got trouble, though. Yep.
Yeah,
car in trouble. Derek Cope. Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, right. Looked like a right front tire went down on Derek Cope's car.
Hit it earlier.
Second yellow flag of the race, and that changes that strategy picture around a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say a whole lot. Yeah, definitely a right front down. A lot of times here, your car's not handling very well. As a driver, you'll have to use more brake to try to make it turn, and you'll melt the bead on that right front tire.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that. When you see a right front tire or a failure like that, it most of the time is on these short racetracks where you're using a lot of brake, is that overheating of the inside of that bead, and then it lets go.
Caution for rain, Jamie. NASCAR was just checking. Oh, got a car in trouble. That's Ryan Reed.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That's a hard lick.
Yeah, I'm all right.
NASCAR was checking with its various spotters around the racetrack to see if there were reports of rain. And you just heard Ryan say, push too hard.
I don't know if the racetrack had gotten wet enough to have a problem.
I think so.
But that brings up something that Andy brought up earlier today about how hard it is, how easy it is to overdrive this racetrack, and especially for young drivers, Andy. And could be exactly what happened here.
Yeah, we've seen him close to trouble a few times today. This time, you can see he gets through that dog leg. Just, I don't know if he's out of the groove or just pushing a little bit too hard. Actually out of turn 2.
Yeah, you've got a lot of room there now after the reconfiguration of this, but you still use all of the racetrack in going out there. And if the car gets up there close, you have to give a little bit of wheel, then the car snaps around out from under you. That was a hard lick.
Jason. Got a good run and go into that safer barrier.
Gibbs teammate Kyle Busch, Kenseth to the lead, trouble. Kwasniewski. Caution is out.
Hold it straight. 2 more coming and turn down pit road. Turn down. It's coming to you guys.
No, that's tough.
Got a fender damage.
Yeah, you can see Chris Buescher in the 60 car. He's actually trying to hold off Matt Crafton's 33, who had a big run off of turn 2. He's getting some pressure from behind, and it looks like the 31 came up in front of him a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to get back in line there. Not sure that he knew that 60 car was coming as quickly as it was. So really not of a wreck of his own making, so to speak. That's certainly a difficult day. This is going to take the opportunity for him to get that experience that we were talking about, learning more and helping him out.
See, he was kind of just about a half a lane down getting into the corner and moved up just enough to get that arc.
I was spinning now.
Spin up ahead of you. Stay down. Clear.
Run for the 22.
Yeah, Matt wasn't falling for the 3 wide action.
Matt, real loose right there. Oh,
Going around.
Hold your brake, bud. Hold your brake.
What a save.
That's unbelievable.
Caution's out.
What a save by Matt Kenseth. In tricky turn 4 in Las Vegas. Caution flag is out, but he's still got a race car in one piece.
Well, that's a display of talent right there. I don't know how he saved that.
you can't do that.
Brought the caution out. It was a 22 car getting in the corner. It gave him a little bit of a bad angle. He started fighting it from there. Look at that.
Yeah, he tried for a few laps to make that work, and as a driver, what you do then, Chase Elliott, that's a great job he did to miss Matt Kenseth at speed right there. Watch how close this becomes here. Wow. Nice job.
This will be a view from Chase Elliott's car.
See that 20. Watch him, watch him, watch him. Clear. Good job. Caution.
See just how close he comes to the back of this 22 car as he comes by.
Clear high.
Bottom. Trouble. Something turn 2. There it is. Jeffrey Earnhardt.
There's the truck where the toolbox is at. Did the 11 car hit him?
Well,
It was
perhaps.
close.
There's your answer to that. They got damage to the front splitter, the back deck.
Yeah, this tire, this is really, it pulls off a lot of marbles. And the outside groove, when you do get outside of it, is very, very slick. It's a problem. Looks like that may have been what happened. I don't know if you got forced out of the groove, but you can see once you do, it's really slick up there.
That didn't really look like contact, but like maybe just got a little bit on the free side, and it's hard to collect it back. Running such a high rate of speed, especially on the exit of these corners.
Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Spin forward.
And caution, one and around Mike Bliss, turn 4. And the yellow flag out for the 3rd time in this race.
Start rolling if you can.
It'll be a big break for Chase Elliott. I believe he's going to be the free pass here, and he had a fast car there.
Mike Bliss did a great job qualifying. He made that top 12 and a chance to run for the pole.
Started in 10th position, was running 16th when this happened in turn 4.
See Mike Bliss there just get out of the groove just a little bit, and you can see there's no rubber there whatsoever.
And that's where we saw him run last year, all the way up next to the wall in that lighter shade of concrete, but they just can't get up there right now.
So no, a minute ago when I was saying, ooh, you know, everybody was getting all out of sorts in front of the leaders, Mike got one in trouble on the backstretch and into the wall. Caution is out. Ruben Garcia. Yellow flag number 5. Garcia running in 30th place at the time, and his first trip to Bristol caught up to him in an unfortunate way.
I tried to start it up.
Working that high groove, looks like.
Yeah, talk about the groove widening out, but you don't have any grip there on the exit of the corner. You have to turn the car back down, hard hit to the inside wall.
Well, that is hard lick. There's a lot of parts flying off that car.
And how much of a factor will that traffic play in deciding this? No trouble. Ryan Reed has hit hard. The caution flag is out. That's in turn 1. Running in 14th place at the time.
Just keep holding it up there. I'll let you know when there's a hole.
big hit for the youngster behind the wheel of that 16 car.
Which vehicle coming on your left?
Trying to drive it in.
He's not going to get very far.
I think he just wants to get it off the banking and get down. He's able to do that.
Yeah, side by side here with James Busher in the 99, just ahead of Trevor Bain. Make a slight contact right here at the middle of the straightaway. They make it through the next corner, side by side.
They were battling for a position there. Just that slight bit of contact.
So Trevor Bain got a good look at this.
Stay high, stay high.
Good job of checking
Green's
up
still
there
up
by
for now.
Trevor Bain and
Yellow,
not becoming
yellow,
part of
yellow.
that.
Wow. Landon Castle barely missed, collected him coming back across the straightaway. Good. Got a crash, turn 3. Caution is out. 55, Jamie Dick.
Everybody get her fired.
Well, you can see the right rear tire is blown out on that car. I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. It looked like he was struggling a little bit at the start of the race, even in turns 1 and 2 before he had his problem in 3. Kyle Busch snuck by him on the outside going into turn 1. And here's Jamie Dick getting into turn 3. Like that tire was down.
Yeah. Had all the look of it, didn't it?
Yep.
Built back up and run that 22 car back down coming down this back straightaway.
Oh, got one in the wall. Chase Elliott. Caution flag is out.
Keep it straight.
Go straight, but we killed the wall here.
10-4, we're going to come pit road next time by.
Yeah, you see a lot.
What the heck happened there?
Maybe he made some
31
contact.
just ran you up the track.
Yeah, we'll show you what happened there.
Like 31 gets a little free, has to chase it up right into the side of Chase Elliott, and he has nowhere to go but the wall.
Side drafting you. Easy, easy. All clear. Inside now.
Oh, trouble.
Lock it down. Lock it down. Turn it right. Turn it right.
60, Chris
We
Buescher.
just got wrecked, guys. 99 records.
55, Jamie Dick. And somebody brought up
Fired
James
up.
Buescher's number in that
Dick leads
radio
off the back.
conversation. So 2 Texas drivers with damaged cars, and another Texas driver's number mentioned. And a yellow out for the 5th time in this race.
Took the air off your inside there, Jamie.
They come up off the corner. Yeah, I think that's more than taking the air off. A little contact. Right in front of Chris Buescher.
Yeah, Chris Buescher just couldn't do nothing about it. I mean, Jamie Dick got right in front of him with that wreck. And that flat tire, Andy, just whipped all around and just tore that foam all to pieces in there. It's got it all over the inside of the car.
He does a good job not to get it in the wall, but there's a lot of damage that tire did to that right rear. And I see some smoke from the car on that lap trying to get to the pits.
Roll off turn 4.
Runs out of room, gets it in the wall. Gets a little worse from here. Kyle Busch right behind him.
And how it finished up further down the stretch. Fortunately, nobody else got into the young 22-year-old from
Problem.
trouble.
That's
Ryan
a problem.
Sieg.
Yeah, we're in the fence hard back there, boys. Right front.
First caution of the race. Ryan got himself a Darlington stripe in practice here on Thursday, and now has gotten a whole lot more than a stripe and put us under caution after crashing while running in 16th.
Yeah, we heard about racing the racetrack in Countdown. This is two guys racing each other at a point in the race. It's probably not advised. And you can see one little mistake and what it costs you here.
Well, they talk about give and take. I didn't see any give there. I saw all take.
Yeah, and I also saw on the side of Cale Conley's car that looked like they had already made contact somewhere else.
Hey, I went down and talked to his crew. He said he got in the wall. Oh! That was a classic mistake there. Got arrow loose going at the corner.
Hold you on. Coming back at you.
They're not done yet.
That could have been avoided.
Well, that turned into a big
31 cleaned us out getting into one. Obviously, I guess you saw it.
That David Starr got a lot of damage in the front.
Yep.
All right, be prepared. Pull the tires off.
Well, racing for 13th place. And that whole race the racetrack thing, that was not adhered to there.
No, it was not. We didn't race the track then. We raced each other.
Yep.
Chris Buescher, he was just kind of in a little trouble earlier, too. He gets into the back of his teammate, Trevor Payne. They seemed to straighten it out okay, but that broke his momentum. And that's Kwasniewski really just put himself and Chris Buescher in a bad spot.
Yeah, he just went in there and this
And continued.
little deal
I don't
here,
think that was necessary right there.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. Looked like Dylan clipped the bottom of the racetrack and then got up against car, then did what I call the classic arrow loose.
Makes a pass on Logano.
Trouble, turn 3.
Left front tire down on James Buescher.
Turn 3.
They made contact. Definitely hit the wall.
There was a knot of them back there that somebody had to check up a little bit in that traffic coming off of turn 2, and they got 3 wide, and it got a little bit crowded when they got down the other end of the straightaway.
He's left front tire down. May have made contact over in turns 1 and 2. You see, he immediately has a problem when he gets to the corner. Like I said, there was a knot of them racing over there. I'm not sure if he didn't have some contact. Up there in the top 15. Uh-oh.
Around here. There you go. Just hold the brake there. Hold the brake. Lock it down. Lock it down. Caution will be out here. Surely the caution will be out. Just hold it still there. Caution down. Come on. Come on. There you go.
From 9th place.
See the right front of that car. Looked like the letters rubbed off the tire. If he got into somebody and spun.
You can tell the left rear is flat on it now, so evidently must be having had a left rear going down and started that slow spin that he went in.
All right, Ryan, it's real close to coming to the car. Remember to pick up on the left side. It's not open yet, but we're going to be way back here. We can come on.
Both rear tires flat on the 7.
Out of the 4 tires on that car are flat. And there you go, Rusty.
Yeah.
He caught it going at the corner and got that car slowed down enough and did a real slow spin and saved that car. Good piece of driving.
Yep, tire. Rear tire. Can't tell. Forward, just try to keep around the line right there. There you go. Got it. I'm coming outside here. Just stay low there. Try to milk it around here. There you go. Just hold the brakes there. Hold the brake. Lock it down. Lock it down. Caution will be out here. Surely the caution will be out. Just hold it still there.
Around there on that outside lane and trouble. Cale Conley.
Turn around right here, guys. Hang on, Tordo. Hang on. All right, now you're all clear. Fired up. Take off.
Well, that's a tough break for
Got a
the
left front tire down.
young West Virginia driver making just his second Nationwide Series start. Did so well at Bristol in his debut. Ran in the top 10 a lot of the race. Finished in 11th place. I don't know who's making his schedule where Bristol and Darlington are your first 2 Nationwide Series races ever, but
it's a little bit aggressive. It looks like he was right behind the car that got in the fence. Couldn't tell exactly which one it was. But it's when somebody hits the wall in front of you, it's almost like it just pulls you right into the problem.
It makes you check up, and boy, generally when you check up, it upsets you. And this kid's doing it again.
oh, trouble. There's your late caution.
Oh my gosh!
Canterbury Hill.
7 laps to go. We got a caution. 4 fresh tires for everybody. And who's going to win the race off pit road?
Everybody has a set of stickers left.
Or off of turn 2 after the restart.
Canterbury Hill spinning off of turn number 4. Caution out for the 7th time in the race. contact there. Kyle Larson into Berryhill, and
a little more contact. A little more contact. I think the third was when it got him.
It's late in the race, and Kyle's tired of that. He's being this green.
Trouble back straight away. Cars turned around.
I started to say it was always a concern of a slick racetrack in the start.
That's Kevin LePage, but that started way ahead of him. There was a car in the outside lane of the double wide that just slowed all of a sudden, like something broke or he just jumped out of the gas. And by the time the accordion got back and the traffic stacked up, LePage got turned out of traffic and into the inside wall. See right there. See everybody starting to scatter around that red and white car on the outside.
Boy, that's a pretty good lick for LePage on that inside wall. Yeah, that's something happened to...
You see the hand waving out the window, but I still can't pick out the number. Live at Richmond, it went wrong in turn 4 for Dylan Kwasniewski from 13th place. Yellow flag.
I don't know what happened there. I know he had some damage on both sides of the car. Didn't know if he had a tire rub or... No, maybe he got a little help. He got a lot of help.
Left rear's flat.
Yeah, but I think that could have been from that contact. I need to look at it again. Yeah, if that wasn't related, he was going to spin anyway, whether he got help or not.
Yeah, the tire looks okay right there. Let's see if maybe the splitter...
see, they pushed the fender into the tire.
It did.
It's a good catch, Alan. That left rear quarter panel hit that tire and blew it out right there at that shot. That was the problem. Like a knife right up in that left rear and blew it out immediately. Cut it right down.
To his inside from Kyle Busch and others. And contact. Regan Smith around.
Get going, get going, get going, get going, get going. Stop. Get going, get going, get going, get going.
Amazingly, nobody hit him.
He spun out right in the middle of that entire field. And just like you said, Andy, I thought he was going to get clobbered. The whole field was coming at him. And they all missed him.
Any damage other than tires?
He spun the tires bad on that restart, and that just put him in a bad position. Kyle Busch goes ahead and makes the pass. Now he's 3 wide. Regan Smith gets in the left rear. See, right there, really spun the tires.
Regan got a piece of that wall. I don't think he's got a lot of damage, though.
Take the bottom, take the bottom, take the bottom. Inside, 3 wide, you're in the middle. 3 wide, you're in the middle. Still inside. Get going, get going, get going, get going, get going. Stop, get going.
Wide, outside's full, still just 2. Easy, inside, you're 3, inside. Just stay straight. Once you're outside.
I think there's enough blame to go around right there. I think Elliott Sadler crowded Regan just a little bit, but Regan definitely got in the left rear.
And the second, it looked like Regan jumped out of the gas pedal. He might have got nipped, too, by Trevor Bayne.
Here. How about, trouble! And contact as they come out of turn 4.
Here we go.
And up into the wall.
Like Brian Berryhill right there in the 17.
It looked like the 42 car of Kyle Larson was trying to make his way through there. He made it 4 wide. I think he made some contact with Tanner in the 17.
And that's what I was trying to explain, guys. That's what you have to worry.
Yeah, so
and that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is how crazy it can be. It's how crazy.
Casey Kane just behind that group in the 5.
We're fortunate. Phil, right now, Ryan Berryhill was in the race.
Yeah. Outside, far out. We said the outside lane a while ago. We're really talking about the second lane.
Trouble! James Busher spun. Does he come into traffic? Yes, more involved. 20 Darrell Wallace caught a piece of it. And a third car on the bottom.
I think that's Dylan Kwasniewski. It's got the hood up. in the 31.
Fired up. Get him fired up.
Yeah, Kwasniewski, he got a big part of that car. The whole front end's knocked off that car.
James Buescher up there racing for the lead in that 99 car, and suddenly he was pointed toward the infield in turn 3.
And we've seen some contact. Looked like it was the 22 car of Blaney that was trying to push Buescher maybe a little too hard. 22 car of Brian Blaney. It looks like he was just pushing on him just a little bit. And you can see it was starting to make that line move, but just a little too much at the wrong place.
And, you know, this is the reason NASCAR wants to take out the bump drafting. Obviously, he got hit in the back. The 22 car hit him, turned him sideways.
See, Ryan Reed did an outstanding job to avoid contact.
And he hit him at the wrong spot.
Yep.
Blaney hit him going into the corner. The worst spot to touch your car.
Darrell Wallace.
Caution is out. He had one on the apron. He had a couple up crash on the bottom back there. Hell of a job there, bud.
Amazing. It wasn't more cars involved.
When you get a guy who's racing for the lead,
Remember, when you bump, make it to the middle or right, and there's a bump right there, Alan.
contact and trouble again in turns 3 and 4. Brian Scott racing for the lead moments ago, and others involved.
All three Richard Childress owned cars together in that wreck right then.
Trevor Bayne.
It looked like Todd Dillon. I couldn't tell how much damage he got.
Check it out. I'm coming your way. All right, boys. Be ready to lift up the right side. Bring some tires with you. Some hammers. Get the fenders off the...
It's Brendan gone. Now it's twice today now we've seen guys racing up at the front of the pack. Have a little bumping and a little banging, maybe at just the wrong spot on the race car. It's Kyle Larson involved there, the white car in the middle. 74 is Mike Harmon, 23, Robert Richardson there.
It's like they're just, these guys are really attacking that left rear quarter panel while they're drafting. It really seems like it's causing a lot of problems.
Oh, my. Yeah, that is absolutely the worst place to hit. And no reason for contact there because it wasn't going to help anybody.
And look at that. The 62-3 and the 2. All teammate cars all in that wreck. It looks like Trevor, just like you said, Andy, got aggressive getting into that corner.
But see, right there. Yeah, right on that left rear corner, he's got no chance. If you make contact with another car there, you got no chance to save that. I think Trevor just misjudged somehow.
Check up. So low.
He doesn't take any contact.
Hold it down. Go high. All right, we got to check.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Larson did a great job getting down, but he got damaged too. He just missed the big crash up top.
This won't be pretty low.
Spin it. Stay low. Come on, hold. Gas. Clear high. Move up. You're good. Sorry, bud. Good job.
Alan, you know I told you earlier at the start of this race how drivers agonize. This is what they agonize about.
Always, as a driver, makes you more aggravated when it's somebody else.
Have a percentage gauge in there to say.
Oh, trouble. Eric McClure.
I got a flat tire. All of a sudden, I got a flat tire.
There's your explanation there. Eric had gotten back onto the lead lap at the last caution with the free pass. He was 19th in line. And in that same spot that's been the trouble spot all day, got turned around.
Rear, left rear, left rear.
Yeah, you can see right here is Eric McClure just riding along in that outside lane. He goes, oops, I got a problem. Jamie Dick barely makes contact with the bumper, but he's lost all the rear grip. Looks like maybe a left rear tire. Hard to tell which one, but there's definitely something in the rear.
You know how lucky you are to spin at 200 miles an hour and not hit the wall? That was big time right there.
Pretty lucky.
Pretty lucky.
Teammate Chase Elliott.
Oh, boy. A lot of contact here. And turned away. Chad Boat into that inside wall hard.
And he hit exactly at the wrong spot, right where that wall protrudes out.
And having such a good day. That's too bad. We could see it happening, though, couldn't you?
Well,
intensity level coming up. More bumping, shoving.
I can promise you, when we go back green, that's when it's going to get really crazy. I hate this for Chad Boat.
Yeah, he's running in a good spot. You can see everybody just getting antsy. Oh, that's too bad. Look at this. Now, this is a bad spot he hit.
Thank gosh that softball was there. That wall.
Guarantee he didn't think it was soft.
I'll tell you, that wall that NASCAR and the guys have designed, that's really helped a lot of drivers, I can tell you that.
You can see it was just an accordion thing, and everybody kind of just had to check up just a little bit. I mean, Jeremy Clements did make the contact that sent him spinning, but it obviously not intentional.
You can't go below those yellow lines and advance your position. You're trying not to lift out of the gas. But you got somebody hung by the left rear.
Let's shorten that thing up.
And that was a hard hit.
See, you can see even the outside lane, everybody was jammed up. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Was back, and now Elliott Sadler to his inside. Oh, trouble! Back into the pack. Hard hit on the outside wall.
Hold on, caution.
Jeremy Clements in that 51. You see Casey Kane's car in flames. And another crash in the late laps. Takes out more
let's take a look at the right side.
Winners.
Is your steering wheel way off?
A hard hit on the right side of that 51 car for Jeremy Clements. You see him climbing from the machine. That's good to see. Look how torn up that car is.
And that's what's going on with this late.
Yeah, that was a move. Brian Blaney made an aggressive move to get that side draft, and it was a little too aggressive. He's basically kind of the one I would put at fault for that one.
Yeah, he body slammed himself down in there, but a lot of times when you see the inside line going away from you, you want to sail back down there, lock up on that guy's right side, then kill his aerodynamics so he doesn't advance on you. That was a very aggressive way to do it if that's what happened.
Yeah, good angle there. I wanted to see if he got nipped from behind by anybody. I didn't think that he had, but that confirms it. And Chase Elliott took a piece of that.
That's what sent Jeremy Clements hard into the wall. But that 9 car has damage.
Ty Dillon's view.
Still 3 wide. They're wrecking up top. Stand up gas at the bottom. Stand the gas at the bottom. Clear. All clear. All clear. All clear. Hang out right there. Hang out. Caution's out. Caution.
And from Chase Elliott's view.
What a hard hit to Elliott.
You got it on both sides.
Tell you what, guys, I really think that Blaney came down to stop that advance of the draft, and that's what caused that.
Oh, that was such a hard lick.
Had this on the shorter run, and he doesn't have time to waste right now.
Mike Bliss maybe having a problem up there in turn 4.
Looks like there's been some contact for Mike, and that's a shame. Mike is the only driver in the field who has raced in every Nationwide Series race here at Iowa, and this one doesn't end well. He was 14th at the time.
Yeah, he took a pretty good lick on the wall.
Mike, the veteran, who has had a lot of laps everywhere, but then there's other guys you think might have had every race here in the Nationwide Series. Mike has been the only one, and today will not be one that he wants to remember.
What happened to Mike Bliss? You can see that car take off to the right. I mean, just straight to the wall.
No help from anybody else, it looks like, which is a good thing, but wow, that was a big hit.
It had the making of a tire going down, but you would have to think in that situation that he would have either.
Guys, I was looking at a statistic. This number 54 car hasn't finished out of the top 5. We've got trouble right there coming off of turn 2 right there.
Kyle got it turned around.
Lock her down, lock her down, lock her down, lock her down.
And he hit the wall. I thought he was going to keep it off, but he couldn't. He was coming up on the slower car of Brendan Gaughan off of turn 2.
He turns it down to the bottom, and it's just like all of a sudden, man, the air got off the back of that race car, and around it went.
You just don't see that very often from Kyle.
Well, I think it shows once again how aggressive this driver is. No matter where he is on the racetrack, he's going for it, even in a practice session. He knows that's where he's going to put that car sooner or later. But
so many other times he makes everything look so easy. But these cars, to go fast, you're on the edge all the time as it is. But that did look like maybe he had to chop the wheel off a little bit more coming off turn 2 because he had a car outside of it.
Seeing the slow-mo replay, now we go real time coming off the corner.
You got one down on the apron, one on the outside of him, and around it goes. And he can be tricky off of turn 2.
Off the corner. Turn just a little bit too much.
First caution of the day as we have trouble. It is the 9 car of Chase Elliott. He's been in the wall.
Yeah, he's pretty good damage on that right side.
Chase had cycled through those pit stops to return to 6th position. And let's ride with him.
And caution is out. Uh-oh, sounds like a tire. Definitely.
Doing everything he could to control.
Just forces something here.
So you want your car to work everywhere. Trouble for Cale Conley in the 33.
So just hold what you got there. They're still coming. They're still coming. Don't unhook.
All get by.
That's Keith Barnwell, the spotter for the 33. He's telling him, don't unhook your seatbelt because it's not over till it's over.
Nowhere to go right there. You hit the bottom and he got turned back into you.
He had run near the tail end of the lead lap most of the day. He was 18th and 2 down when this occurred. Again, Cale is there. It looks like he's going to get that window net now. There's the good sign.
Yeah, you can see this car here. I believe it might be Ryan Reed coming off of turn 4. Looks like he's not quite clear, and I think that's James Busher. Now you see Cale Conley was just going to be able to get by all that.
Taking advantage of the situation and got in trouble with it.
Nothing he could do about it.
Ride with Dakota Armstrong.
So many times you see it happen here, though. You think you have an opening, you go try to make that, and then the next thing you are the caution and in trouble, out for the day.
And again, it's just so narrow down the front straightaway. That banking brings everything to the bottom, and nothing Cale Conley could do.
Again, thank goodness for
trouble.
Big crash here.
Dylan Kwasniewski and Trevor Bain.
Oh my. Kwasniewski's car destroyed in the back. He's hit something hard.
Every week. What do we got here, guys? 4 wrecks by the 31. Bad.
And we saw this right at the start of the race where he almost created a situation, but there's things that you have to learn. You see Kyle Busch just sneaking through there.
It's very similar to what we saw Paul Menard, Joey Logano kind of get in that situation, and this is what they avoided somehow.
Yeah. And we saw Kwasniewski with the 2 car the very first lap of the race down in turns 3 and 4. And it's a young driver. These are just things that you have to figure out, that you've got to have all of that air. You get down in and try to stay wide open in there the way that you've been driving, and you just don't have the downforce that you have.
We just take it.
Oh, there you go. That goes, looks like Chase Elliott.
Sam Hornish.
Sam Hornish. I was looking at Chase's car, was kind of out of shape right there, too.
Oh, yellow. Caution is out. We spun. Probably going to come right to you.
Well, they got away with it on one lap. They didn't get away with it on the second. Sam Hornish running 8th when he went around in turn.
Road speed.
A lot of these cars are really either loose or just unstable in this dirty air.
What happened to Sam?
And he looked to be basically by himself.
You can't even say that he really had the right side tires up in the gray part. Very fortunate to keep that down out of harm's way.
Yeah, he was right in the groove. I mean, I think it's just the fact that the car's just too loose to start the race.
Conditions changed so drastically over the course of the day, right? These cars were on the track at 10:30 this morning under much cooler conditions to qualify. Now here they are starting the race.
Yeah, you've got that situation, a hotter day than what they practiced in yesterday. There's more rubber down on the racetrack from 2 cup practices today, so changing conditions quite a bit.
But, oh, that's trouble.
There's going to be your caution.
That is Stanton Barrett. And that's a pretty good-looking hit into the wall.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get out of that, I don't think. There's Kenny Hobble, too.
Yep. Caution is out. Full course yellow.
Caution is out. Full course caution. Full course caution. My fault. I was watching a car spinning at death.
So Stanton Barrett, in his return to the NASCAR Nationwide Series, finds himself in trouble here at Road America. Watch the top of the screen.
Wow, he was way off the racetrack there. See, getting that grass, though, is really slick because of that little drizzle we had.
And then Kenny Hobble finds himself in a little confrontation. Getting some contact at turn number 5 from Carlos Contreras.
It's like he went into that corner like he had no idea that car was even there.
All clear. Just cranking up.
Started to get going again, but now he's stopped and he's on the pavement. Being watched by race control to see if we need a caution. There he goes. Now he's got it going again.
Yeah, he has a right front fender hanging off that thing now.
Yep. All right, so that from Dakota Armstrong. Ryan Scott running in 3rd. Oh, Elliott Sadler's off.
Dig on, dig on, dig on, dig on. Behind the 42.
Happened to Elliott.
I'll give you an idea just how slick it is over there.
Yeah, you get going, you get a little bit more confidence, think you can do just a little bit more. Like I say, I only have practice experience that, but I found myself doing the same thing just in practice, in that, you get a little bit better feel, okay, I can happen. That's J.J. Yeley just in front of him. He runs up on him. It's like the 28 may have let off it, approaching that corner. Trevor wasn't ready for that.
You can see it starts wheel hopping immediately. It's able to get going, though, with the tread.
It's happened to Trevor Bayne.
Oh, a lot of help. Yeah, Ty Dillon just getting in there way too hard for the conditions.
Turn 1. As Jeremy Clements had contact with another car and got turned around. And the yellow flag out for the second time. Ryan Sieg in the 39 the other car involved with Clements on both ends of this doubleheader incident.
See him racing side by side off the corner. Zeke just gets really out of shape.
Yeah, no contact. Maybe a little air taken off the spoiler, but that'd been about it.
Obviously, Ryan didn't agree with that assessment.
Yeah, must have thought that he got hit, but he'll look back and find that was wrong. Or he may just not have appreciated.
Garage area. The shocking part of it comes when you see how it happened.
Yeah, I thought for sure there might be somebody, another car, a lap car, or something involved. But you can see here, this track will get even the very best.
Yeah, you don't see this very often.
Hang on. Matt was running 5th at the time.
That thing just turned around.
It could have been the changing track conditions. They might have made an adjustment that last pit stop. And
Caution, trouble on the backstretch.
that's probably still going to be Kyle Busch's lead.
Regan Smith, the championship leader, whose Kentucky curse continues. A racetrack that has just been, for one reason or another, inexplainable by Regan. Just a tough one for him to get a result at. His best finish 12th, and here.
Oh, no. Ryan Reed, he's a lap down, actually got into the right rear corner.
Yeah, but I don't know that you can blame that on Ryan Reed.
Not 100%, but I think Regan was expecting to get a little bit more of a courtesy there.
Probably so.
Don't mind up out there. 16's out there.
Keep coming there. Yeah, he came over.
Keep coming. Caution's out. Caution's out.
Yeah, I mentioned the difficulties that this racetrack.
You get that huge draft to go by both.
Trouble. Dakota Armstrong in the wall, cautions out.
Just what Brad Keselowski needed right there, too. Just as he was able to pick 2 cars off and get up in the top 5.
Okay, hook you left here if we can. Hook you left.
6th yellow flag. Dakota running in 16th place. And the back end of that machine all wrinkled up now.
Watch this. Looks like it might have possibly been something on the track or something. Look at Elliott Sadler in the 11 there. It's really loose.
Yeah,
the 43 spins out right behind him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's something on the track or whether they just reacted to Elliott Sadler. Obviously, Elliott gets out of shape.
Hang on. Keep it up there. Oh, clear him. Y'all's not out.
So you take advantage of that for a good night. Careful, right here.
Look out. Both of them way up the racetrack. Bain in the wall. Caution is out. And these two guys tangling, racing back behind the leaders.
Be bad there.
Are going to reset the picture for the race win. I don't think that's the last of the contact between these two cars.
No, Trevor Bain not very happy, but yeah, that's the type of racing. We talked about it at the top of the show here, that's what happens, right? On the bottom, you've got a young driver. He's got tires. He knows that he's faster than the 6 car, but you just have to you have to put the big picture in perspective here. You know, you're not going to win the race from that spot. Yeah, 1 point would be nice, but this is a night when you can really capitalize and get yourself back atop the standings.
Yeah, he really dodged a bullet, not for both of these cars not to crash hard.
So racing for 9th place.
And these guys just drive in and wreck me every week. It's ridiculous.
Trevor Bain's radio, and you can see a pretty good bit of damage on the right side of that 6 car.
See right here that Chase Elliott, he was starting to get loose. He tried to really drive down in there. Does a great job of saving this, but it puts Trevor Bain in a no-win situation. He did a great job not crashing his car.
You can see almost immediately on the turn-in, this 9 car gets sideways. You see the front tires turn to the right, trying to chase it.
And I love the aggressiveness of Chase Elliott, but in this situation, when you've got a chance for a big night, don't put yourself in that position and lose a lot of points.
He got away with it. It should have been a big wreck.
Ken Schrader's thing about 8 tires are better than 4 right here.
He needed all 8.
Yeah, inside. Clear. Caution.
Trevor Bayne has every right to be upset.
But these are guys that are trying to make the race. Oh, we got trouble.
I think it's raining. It's raining over there.
It is raining on the back
all
straightaway.
over the racetrack.
Caution's out. What happened here?
Mike Bliss, one of those that broke free. You see the 97 of Joe Nemechek, and heavy damage.
That's Benny Gordon, the 91
car.
car.
To Benny Gordon at 91 machine. Just all of a sudden, it was Richardson Jr.
All right, let's get stopped here. Get to the safety truck here and get stopped. Pull it over in the grass.
And there's the 55 of Ross Chastain.
Hit something slick. Hydroplanes. I mean, it's just like being on ice.
Saw Eric McClure in the 14 car, nowhere to go.
And as you mentioned, Jeff, these cars probably weren't up to 140 or 50 miles an hour at this point. And you can see all the damage to these cars at those kind of speeds. And they would have been at 190 to 200.
Exactly.
It's like there's a little stack up in front of him, and he just gets out of shape. You see, that's what caused the damage coming down off the apron. I mean, down off the banking to the apron, and it's knocked the splitter up in the air pretty good.
Yeah, he just wasn't expecting that. He was in the gas hard, and as these cars slowed right in front of him, he went to turn right, then the car got extremely loose with him. And this will be an issue they'll have to address here under this caution.
Wow, a lot of sparks, too.
Great save.
Yeah,
it was.
Great save.
Watch the caution light there.
Hello, yellow's out, debris, turn 2, check up, wave it off.
I'm not sure if those cars hadn't already checked up in front of him.
Gather it up, you're fine.
Up in front of Brian Scott, his teammate, when it looked.
Oh, there it comes. Brendan Gaughan, turned around.
Hang on.
How that was a single car incident, I'll never know.
It was just by chance. He spun right through the middle of it.
Well, Brendan, the winner at Road America 2 races ago, had a great finish at Kentucky last week, was trying to make up some ground here at Daytona.
Fuel here. 4 tires, at least 1 can of fuel in.
And you can see there's a lot of damage on that 62 car.
Like he turned down. That was not sure that he knew that car was there.
Like Darrell Wallace.
Plenty of Darrell Wallace. Didn't look like Darrell Wallace had done any moving on his part.
Quarter here, keep rolling. Got no help on the bottom.
That angle looks like maybe.
Down. Yellow's out. Yellow.
That's just a combination of right front and left rear coming together.
Look at the car here.
I'm like Alan. How did this not be a bigger crash?
It's great driving back through there.
Look at Eric McClure. Just get his car stopped. Nice job. Who's going to get it?
Yeah, Chase Elliott, just his car stumbled.
Was that transmission? No, the car's spinning around in the stack-up. Elliott Sadler's in the grass. David Reagan's in the grass. And the caution is right back out.
I think Chase Elliott ran out of fuel. Just like we talked about. That's where, if it's really close and you don't run the flat like you saw Ty Dillon, then you have a chance of not having that fuel line full of fuel and it's got air in it and it stumbles.
Well, David Reagan and Elliott Sadler get the worst of this.
That's going to get worse, too, because we got more laps that are going to run. They're going to go into overtime. More cars are going to be running out.
It's coming back up now.
It just never went.
Slow it down. Yellow's out. Watch your outside. Okay.
You don't have much damage. You go to your pit stall right there. Go to your pit stall.
Hearing that engine rev up generally means the rear wheels are off the ground.
That's exactly right. Yep. Hard to make them go in the right direction, but they were all jamming up behind. Elliott actually got into the 54 to start with, and then from that point.
Well, the old accordion effect from the guy on the inside of row 1.
We're talking about the guy in the 3 car, and it might be the problem with the car in front of him.
Yeah. But certainly not giving us any more confidence.
Slick enough as it is.
Yep, there he goes around. Yep. That's over in turn 2, and the caution is out.
87 inside, yellow's out, yellow's out, yellow's out.
I think it may have cut a left rear tire down when they had that contact.
Yeah, from the contact.
31 got into it.
Wozniacki.
There it is.
Trevor was running in 8th when he had that contact from Wozniacki, and so now the first yellow out, just 5 laps into this one.
Yeah, bring it to us.
It's just hard to control. You can't use any throttle at all when that thing is flat like that. Yeah, right there, what happens is those exhaust pipes are coming out on the right side, and 9 times I don't seem to agree with this car.
Uh-oh, trouble. Paul Menard into the wall.
Yeah, that's some damage, too.
Look at there.
No caution yet.
Inside, right rear is caved over.
There's a caution.
Now the yellow for debris from Paul Menard's. Bounce off the wall out of 7th place.
All right, guys, get ready to get the deck lid down and work on the right rear quarter.
Chase Elliott did get himself into that spot by passing Chris Buescher. And let's see. There was contact for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure that left rear tire didn't get cut down on Paul Menard's, too, by that contact like we saw earlier with Trevor Bayne.
Still there.
Just ever so slightly, but
Clear, 60, clear.
hard to tell if it cut that left rear.
I believe it was okay there. I think it was the contact later as Paul looked like he tried to get down maybe behind the 9, or possibly he was...
Or down to the 9.
To the 9, yes. Not very happy with the young man there, possibly. But it ended up costing him.
Inside.
Now, on the continuation of this, I know that's a term for other sports, but by the time they... Kyle Larson. Oh, trouble. Elliott Sadler around. And more. Brian Scott, James Buescher.
Get going. Stay high, get going. Stay high, get going. Do not pit early if you don't have to.
And counting.
Who the hell hit me?
Dakota Armstrong, Paul Menard.
Hit you in the left rear.
23 cars, Carlos Contreras also involved. Well, restarts. You mentioned about needing to be aggressive, yet at the same time.
Yeah, well, you can be aggressive, but you don't want to get out of control and overly aggressive here. Create yourself some issues. See, Elliott Sadler restarted on the outside there. Brian Scott
trying to go to a hole that's not there.
Yeah, they're just
definitely aggressive.
Yeah, the 20 and the 11 pretty close together, but Brian thought that he could sneak his way in there. He jumped back in the gas and was going to try to get a nice run off of turn 2. Right along with Elliott here.
Inside. Get going.
Nice. Easy. Get lower.
And that is for Richard Harriman in the 23 car. He's obviously had some wall contact. Not too bad. He pretty much hit it flush, it looks like. Let's see what we can see, Andy.
Yeah, he got a pretty good piece of it.
Saw Chase Elliott, the leader, go by and thought, man, I need to pick this up a little bit.
I'll tell you, that erased an 8.7 second lead that Chase Elliott had put on this field. And that's incredible what he's done.
And we got another caution up in turn 1 and 2.
That's Tanner Berryhill. His car is slowed to a stop between 1 and 2. Can't tell if he's lost the power because he's moving around a lot in there, flipping switches, and almost looks like he is taking down the window net.
Yeah, so he's got something terminal.
Maybe he had wall contact. He was 35th, already 4 laps down, so not a great night for him, but it just got a little bit worse. Glad to see Tanner is okay. Frustrated, I'm sure. In case we get those green flag stops, I want to give you everything you can see, and it's not going to happen. Dakota Armstrong with trouble, and that's going to bring out the caution.
Maybe a tire. Get fired up again.
He was 16th and on the lead lap when that happened.
Something in the rear just snapped on me.
Sounds like the car just came around, Ricky.
Yeah, and
therefore, are you running?
You get a good shot of it to see if the tire was actually going down or if it was a product of flat swatting the tires.
Now, remember earlier in the race, they had made a strategy play to move Dakota further up in the line. 2-tire stop. Last time, I'm almost certain they took on 4 tires for the 43. A look at the 43 and what just happened, Ricky. See him low line there coming off the corner.
Yeah, you can see the right rear is actually coming apart.
And James Busher a little out of shape too coming off the corner.
Yeah, he did a great job considering he was on 3 tires. He blows the right front out as he locks up, but it's a pretty good job. And it's so capable.
Oh, trouble up ahead of him. And this will bring out the caution. It's the late caution the 22 team may have dreaded as James Busher has found trouble on the front stretch.
And that was right in front of the leader. This is a game changer here. Do you come to pit road?
I'm looking at you. You were the driver. What would you say?
Yeah, well, I'm giving me too much credit here. I don't have any idea.
Busher was 15th when he got into some sort of mess down the front straightaway. And Keselowski, after dominating in the late laps, stretching the lead out, now sees that completely gone away. So we'll get a late race restart here at Iowa.
Dave, I honestly don't know what the leaders are going to do, but I can tell you that probably 6th, 7th on back, they're coming for tires.
So you see heavy contact for James Busher as he'll bring that car down pit road. Go to work on that. So in the late laps, Ricky, you've got to focus. Well, let's just take a look and see if we can see what happened.
Wow.
He was racing with Ryan Reed and Brendan Gaughan, and that was a hard right turn into the fence. There may have been some contact there.
Yeah, and we got to go back because it looked as though it was 3 wide coming up off the corner. And I don't know if he got hooked. I don't know if he ran out of...
We've seen these two have some battles right up here. Wow, that was close to that guardrail, Andy.
Man, if they hit the end of that guardrail, it would have been huge. Look at this. Yeah. He did hit it, I think.
Man, yeah.
Kicked that guardrail.
I just have to question thinking you're going to outbrake Marcus Ambrose into one of these corners. Sometimes you can catch somebody being, just a little bit lazy, you might say, at that point in time, early in the race. You can see that Ambrose was not expecting it whatsoever.
J.J. Yaley. Running in 19th place.
Third one, he's wrecked all day.
And with a very heavily damaged race car.
Yeah, it looks like Trevor Bain right here in the 6th, right behind J.J. Yaley as they get down into the left-hand.
Wow. Big misjudgment there by Trevor Bain.
They just keep turning across my left front like I'm not even there. I mean, I was all the way outside of him getting in the braking zone, and he just turned right.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The 6 car's been involved. That's the 3rd incident he's been involved in.
Little defense when their offense didn't work out. But trouble off the last corner. Got a car turned around. 23, that's Kevin O'Connell. Had a great finish out in Road America in one of his rare appearances in the Nationwide Series. Only runs the road course races.
They're clear all around. I can't see. Is it still running?
Yeah,
somebody slowed me.
O'Connell started back in 34th place in this one.
Yeah, we've seen that be a trouble spot there. Right in the middle of turn 7, you're trying to carry speed, just didn't have the traction and grip that he needed. Don't mind.
He may have got a little help.
May have got a little bit of a tap there from the 99, James Busher.
Both the 99 and the 60, Sam Bros and Kyle Busch getting into that corner.
See, Trevor was just basically out of control kind of getting in there.
Yeah, not quite the same. It looked like he was out of control trying to get by a lap car.
At the inner loop. And now the caution comes out for the second time in the race.
Yeah, he got a little help with that, too.
Say the 3 or the 93.
That might be the 6 car once again. It's a hard hit, too.
The 6 punted us.
I've been the same thing both times with Trevor Bayne getting in on the outside of someone. I don't know if you
It is a hard loop.
You might think of that they're coming over in front of him, but getting himself in a bad spot in that inner loop.
Whoa, we got one off.
Jeffrey Earnhardt in the sand trap. It's at turn 4, Ricky, that same place that under qualifying bit Tagliani.
He had so much speed coming into that corner. Wow.
Talked to Jeffrey a little bit yesterday. He wasn't completely dissatisfied with his run, but of course ovals have been his forte along the way. He was running 27th when he went off course. He was looking forward to today. Didn't have everything he wanted yesterday in practice, but was looking forward to getting all the laps in here today. So here's a look. There he is, locking him up, Ricky. Wow.
Yeah. Again, the fastest portion of the course, and it looks like he had some real issues with braking.
Thank goodness for sand traps as Jeffrey Earnhardt finds out, locking up the brakes in turn number 4. The 4 car comes. Here's what happened, Ricky.
Coming down. Wow, just too much wheel spin. And again, that's a portion of the racetrack. You're not going to win the race, but you could lose it. He saved his championship chances right there. Some great driving.
Just a hard left immediately.
Yeah, and it's your second gear. A lot of torque to the rear tires. We're 23 laps into the race. These tires are worn. It looks ugly, but it was a really good piece of
Tommy Dreese finding the gravel trap, or one of them, here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And he'll get it refired. The question is, can he get it extricated from the sand? Of course, we call it sand, but it's a whole lot heavier grain than that to stop these 3,400-pound race cars. He was running in 16th position, a methodical, patient day for Dreese.
Yeah, it's turn 9, and it's an easy turn to get into trouble. Looks like the back of the car's up in the air, Dave, on the tires.
Their advantage. Here's Dreese.
Yeah, and he climbs the tires, and that's why we're under a full course yellow, which the other drivers appreciate.
Jeff Green was running in the 9th position when this happened. Whoa!
Wow, some big save by Brendan Gaughan there to miss that.
Really good run. Jeff running a handful of races for Eric McClure in that 14 this year. Had a little help. So it appears. And can you say this changes everything? Jeff Green, who was running in the 2nd position, has hit the barrier hard. Wow.
Yeah, that has the sign of like a throttle sicking, or because he carried the speed straight.
To be about 15 races, trouble. Cars around in turn 1. 44, David Starr was first to go around, then Chad Boat in the 84. And the other car involved up there
the back of us.
piled in.
14.
Tanner Berryhill in the 17.
Just hold tight. Still got about 10 to come by you here.
That was kind of bizarre looking.
And things just happen so quickly here.
And yellow flag number 5 is out in this one.
We've actually got the car stopped for a minute. As you can see, all the stuff rolling down, going down across the track.
Yep, all that mess has to get cleaned up. All right, David Starr was the first one to go around.
He gets hooked a little bit there in the right rear. It looked like Matt DiBenedetto.
But I think what they might have been talking about is, so those cars were just coming on to the front stretch when this is happening. So you can't even see 17 and 84 in the frame there. And as we like to say jokingly sometimes, wait on it.
It looks like more than likely the 84 was trying to maybe slow down and maybe possibly got hit from behind or either just locked the brakes up.
Wow, pretty good look.
Yeah.
Don't really see anybody around him that could have hit him, so it looks more like he just didn't get slowed down.
Oh, so 17 hit the inside wall.
Couple of hard hits.
The former winner in this series.
Just got up against the wall if they're in 1 and 2.
And once you get into that wall, it's hard to get off of it. You think that you could just steer off of it, but there's no grip up there. Plus, you'd run on for a little bit. Up trouble.
Nope. Back straightaway, Timmy Hill. A front straightaway. And Elliott Sadler has picked up some pretty good damage in the 11 car.
Pull the fender. You got the pipe. We'll have all.
Oh.
Got a spin on the front here. Caution's out. Yellow, he's down low.
Not a car width lower.
Elliott Sadler into the wall, front straightaway. Caution's out.
Yellow. Going from bad to worse for Elliott.
Yeah, he just had to believe that something in that right front.
Well, you can see all the damage on this.
Wasn't good there because it took a hard hit.
7th caution of the race, and a night where Sadler hoped for good things for his championship bid has turned into just the opposite.
See, he's up against the wall right here. I believe he blew a right front tire.
Sure looked that way. Yeah, the only thing harder than trying to drive a good car around here is drive a wreck race car around here and try to keep up speed and up the minimum and get as much as you can out of it.
Yeah.
But he just gotten out of the groove, and whenever with the damage that he had, it wasn't driving very good.
Clear by 6.
Caution number 8 out here in Bristol. Elliott Sadler involved for the second time. You see the damage there on the left side of that car. Lucky it could have been a whole lot worse because of where this car wound up sitting on the track. Ahead from Trevor Bayne.
They cut another tire down.
Yeah, that sure did right there.
Yeah, but it was quite a few close calls. I thought there were 2 or 3 cars going to hit him after the fact.
Start. Kyle Larson had his hands full. Into the wall and around. Oh, and Dylan Kwasniewski
collected.
Lock it down. 22 just ruined our day.
"19 laps to go. And a good night gone bad for Kyle Larson. He had the slightest of wiggles off turn 4. You saw the hands with the little flinch behind the wheel. But then when Ryan Blaney tried to run to his inside in turn 2, the grip went away.
Made a little move right there to try to show his displeasure. 22 able to avoid him.
Sorry, I got really loose. So I'm sorry. That's right.
So he tried to drive it off into the corner. Was going to try to at least stay side by side to get to the exit of turn 2. Got a little bit loose in trying to make that happen. Unfortunate for Dylan Kwasniewski right there. He'd had a great night.
Lock it down here, lock it down, lock it down.
That was
22 just ruined our day.
team car of Kwasniewski to the car that Kyle Larson drives that just got collected. Regan Smith's fuel. I'd say that was the 8 tires better than 4, but really it was the right side of that 42 being up against the wall that helped the 22 straighten out.
Yep. But certainly the type of racing that we expected, and in the late stages here, with it just being a single groove, the best groove around the top.
Yeah, look, Chris Buescher does a good job just squeezing by.
Oof, wow. Car right now that they didn't know from yesterday's practice. Trouble, turn 1. Jamie Dix spun around, and some cars have been collected in the aftermath. 74, Kevin LePage.
Fire up and go here.
And the first
Coming
yellow.
off 4, fired up, get around him here. Spin it around.
You can see the water running out of that 74. I believe that got the radiator. Kevin LePage.
Yeah, that's a mess. Jamie Dick was running in 23rd position. And Kevin LePage was a little bit further back and collected in the aftermath.
Yeah, looks like he found himself between J.J. Yaley and Jeff Green 3 wide. I'm not sure he saw that 28 car.
Didn't have any idea that the 28 was there. You can see him just hang a left right there, trying to go to the bottom.
And you saw the left front of the 28 lock up when he realized 55 was coming down toward him.
By then, it was a little too late for that to happen. And then Kevin LePage had a number of them that missed it, but Kevin LePage had already committed right there.
Trouble, backstretch. Jeffrey Earnhardt, Jeff Green.
Clear to roll down right there.
Not often you see him wreck on the straightaway, but it happens, and it just did.
We'll see it happen a little bit more here, too. They kind of get bottled up off of turn 2, and then it carries on down the straightaway. Usually somebody not realizing that somebody's either to their outside or something like that and creates an accident. We'll see what happened with this one.
Yeah, they were back there racing pretty hard.
Racing for 26th place, a lap down. Each of them, and
yeah, you're going to see Jeff Green right here. They were 3 wide coming off of turn 2.
Joey Gase 52 in the middle there.
Looks like he ran out of room.
That'll happen on a short track and 3 wide.
Well, that was unfortunate for Jeff Green.
He was in a position, thought he was.
This Ty Dillon, you see the gap there, back to Brendan Gaughan. And the 72 now of Harrison Rhodes with trouble, and caution is out for the first time here in Kentucky.
So that's actually a good break for Trevor Brain.
Big time.
Excuse me.
Let's see what happened to Harrison Rhodes. Boy, down in the low part, 72 car just comes around. So an early car.
Cale Conley is running 6th. He said to us earlier in the week, no, got the 14 car up in the wall.
And the 14 of Eric McClure hard into the wall. A lot of damage on that car.
Stay out there, if you Brad. Stay out there.
Appears to have lost the brakes.
Nah, he'll fix it.
So Eric was running back in the 30th position in the back of the pack there. Something went big time wrong. Ryan Reed receives the free pass. He's running in 15th position.
It's that time of the race where drivers get really narrow-minded.
How about 4 wide?
Well, that's an example.
Chase Pistone into the back of Eric McClure's car and sent him straight into the wall.
Yeah, you get paid to be selfish late in the race, but you got to be reasonable also. 4 wide's not going to work. See how the corner squares off?
Yeah, it looks wide going in, doesn't it?
Well, it's completely different than getting into turn 1. So what you get away with over in turn 1.
Oh, and Sam Hornish with trouble. He's in the wall.
Yeah, he was going backward into the wall.
Which means?
Which means probably contact somewhere there.
Was running 7th at the time this happened.
Yeah, I'm okay. Probably going to the garage here.
And the bad luck for Sam in that car continues. Car was wicked loose earlier. Not sure if they got it adjusted on this stop.
Yeah, typically a lazy spin is when you're by yourself.
Oof.
And when you see a car shoot into the wall, it's because of that.
Was trying to come down and take that position completely over Regan Smith, and Regan wasn't given a lot of ground there.
No, and you know what? With 17 laps to go, he shouldn't.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that's for them to settle. But
still there. Got the 62 with a run with the 7. Still there inside my
Regan
nose.
was told the 62 was
my nose
as
on
well.
you.
So.
yeah.
We got spun here.
It just gets really busy. So Sam's doing his job. He's trying to clear the 7.
We got a caution, 39. That's Ryan C. Dave.
Ryan is around, and he brings out our 4th caution. That's just off of turn 4. Let's find out what happened to Mr. Sieg.
Yeah, got loose in.
Drove it.
He really did. You see the rear tires spinning. He goes back to the gas to keep it out of the wall.
And we were coming up on a round of green flag pit stops fairly soon, probably within the next 10 laps or so.
It's about as good as that.
Derek Cope's gotten into the wall in turn 2, Doc. Second yellow of the race.
Well, certainly look, drivers will tell you the same thing, that opportunity. Got a caution.
Trouble car on the wall, front straightaway. 55, Jamie Dick with hard contact. And the monster has claimed its first.
Correct.
Yeah, these straightaways, Alan, you were talking about them, how they've got another 70 cars, got a tremendous amount of damage.
No, we've killed it. Nice tail's knocked off of it there.
These straightaways have a lot of banking to them. And once you get sideways on the exit of the corner, then it just feeds you down and you hit the inside wall, and most of the time it's pretty hard.
Look at all those skid marks. Those are not all just burnouts from race winners.
It's hard to spin a race car here and not get torn up. It looks like Jamie Dick gets together with Derek Cope.
You see the
trouble right in front of Chase Elliott. 2 cars wrecking around. 17 Tanner Berryhill and 93 Kevin Swindell.
I don't know if the 9 got any front end damage. Looked like he might have got into the back. One of these cars here.
What an idiot.
Second caution, both for trouble off of turn 4 that winds up in the inside wall about the start-finish line.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Chase Elliott didn't get some damage in that.
I think he's got quite a bit of damage.
Oh yeah, he just rolling by here. You can see it on the right side.
And the nose.
Yeah.
How bad's the nose? Nose is fine. Nose is fine.
Something to go wrong. Well, that's
pretty obvious what happened there, but that's, you can see the damage that the 9 got quite a bit. He hit the wall with the right side and then pretty hard in the back of the 93.
Outside. Clear. Ease up. Come high. Keep coming.
They're way too high. Had to get out of the throttle.
trouble, turn 1. Milka Duno.
Lock it down.
The Venezuelan from sports car racing background in her first Nationwide Series race. And 2 laps in, has found trouble in turn 1.
That thing got shortened up a little bit in the back.
Green and white car there.
Yeah, just got away from him.
Yeah, looked like tried to get a little too much getting down into the corner there. Pretty good job of driving these other drivers to miss making that a bigger accident.
Little contact up in turns 1 and 2 at the back of the field. 44 car. David Starr.
Keep digging. Caution's out.
Somehow kept from hitting that wall very hard.
Touched it. What you got there?
He got nipped on the left rear corner and chased that thing all the way up the racetrack, and how he didn't crash hard, I don't know.
Yeah, that looked like potential to be 3 or 4 cars involved.
And again, it looked like Regan Smith was close to that.
Watch a 44 on the outside here.
Oh, yeah. Nice job of saving that. Minimal damage.
This is not the view Regan Smith's been wanting to see, but he's seen a lot of it. That's the problem, you know, when you start back at a treacherous racetrack like this, and you're starting back in that pack, and then they made the pit stop and did it again. It just makes a nervous time.
Trouble, Joey Gase, off turn 2.
What happened there, bud? Something just exploded.
It looked like it might have been the right rear tire.
Like a bomb just...
Wow. John West Townley with some troubles there, too. Now Gase, the young Iowa driver, with some real big damage to the right rear corner of that car.
I think you're going to see that right rear tire just explode right there.
Why?
Turn the car left into Townley.
Once again, Regan Smith right there where all of this is happening, but was able to just sneak by. See, Regan Smith is one, comes to the inside of
that
this
was
happening.
close.
This situation, you think that they had to run over something on the track.
Sadler in the blue 11. Kendall, oh, trouble, front stretch. Car around Mike Bliss. Got turned around through the tri-oval, and the yellow flag's out again. Don't see a lot of damage to that car.
It happened right on the straightaway.
Some real urgent racing there in those few laps, huh?
I think you're going to see the 39 car of Ryan Sieg. He's right on the inside of Mike Bliss right here on the straightaway.
Well, you couldn't blame that really on Ryan Sieg. He was on the white line there. I mean, he could have gone to the apron, but looked like Bliss might have thought that he was clear there. Just moved down a little bit to create some contact. I think he got a flat left front tire out of it, but
we're lucky that's all he got.
Yeah, it looked like this could be big right there in front of a lot of cars coming at him right here.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Great picture.
Okay, let's see what was happening back here as we come off turn 4. See, Bliss had to chase his up the track just a little bit, but yeah, I think he didn't have any idea there was a car anywhere close to his quarter panel. Didn't even really give the spotter time to tell him that there was.
Good when he was up there racing for the lead earlier and leading some laps in this one.
Oh, trouble.
There's one in turn 2 going around. It's Larson.
Oh, big hit.
Catches the 60 car of Chris Buescher. And one of the cars that's done a lot of the leading in this one is all torn up.
Just been talking about Kyle Larson making those changes. It was just really kind of steaming to the front. Then I noticed the last lap or two that he started to lose some ground.
All right, we're rolling here.
The car just looked all day like it just never was underneath him, that he just had a hard time battling it.
It's been cleaned the whole right side off.
That's a tough break for Chris Buescher. He had a good beginning of the race.
Yeah, he did.
Gets down just a little bit off the racing surface, a little bit under that white line. That could have been what sometimes that gets the car to where it actually will turn a little better and makes it loose. You see Chris Buescher just trying to sneak by there. Just hope you've got enough room as a driver. That's all you can do is try to make that one move that you get.
So you get to pick high or low.
Yeah. And he really didn't have a choice. There wasn't any choice but to go low. You couldn't turn it dead right. It's very unfortunate.
Just have the old can opener effect on the whole right side of this 60 car.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Look at that. It sealed it off.
The safety foam inside the sheet metal, and wow. Pit road open. Kevin Harvick with my breath on this group of cars to sort itself out right here. Chase Elliott, the championship leader, getting knocked around. 55, Jamie Dix spins.
Turn it right, turn it right, turn it right, turn it right. Keep going if you can, turn it right.
And they all get through.
Pull down. Fired up.
You just knew something was getting ready to happen right there.
Yeah, I was about to say that the one thing that Chase Elliott wanted to do was get out of that hornet's nest that he was in there. And I believe there was contact that he made with his right front into the left rear of Jamie Dick.
Yeah, he was right in the middle of all of that from the start. He got some right side damage, maybe got something bang off somebody. Looks like it's not too bad.
Mike Bliss to his inside, contact there.
Actually, on the left side of the 9 car got a little damage.
Yeah, then he got a little bit from the 44 on the left rear. Just bouncing off of each other here. This was almost disaster right here again, as you can see. David Starr just barely clipping. Elliott Sadler trying to avoid all of that.
Oh boy. How did I get in this mess?
In and out, in and out.
Now the quick caution is going to allow all of these flavor rounds to be able to go to pit road now and make adjustments, change tires, get fuel. That's the biggest thing. Boy, that was about to be disaster once again. Chase Elliott.
Wow.
That break for Jamie Dick there. Starting in a very difficult spot because of all the circumstances.
And, you know, it's by rule that these wave-around cars and so on start behind all the other people who pitted in the normal sequence and put Jamie and Jeremy Clements in that spot. And of course, as these cars who have been stronger during the race were trying to make their way back through, it was almost inevitable that something uncomfortable was going to happen. Oh, trouble back in the pack and into the wall. J.J. Yaley in the 28 gets turned around in the accordion. Tanner Berryhill torn up. Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Never checked up.
You got to think somebody missed a gear or something right there. Caused that big of a mess right off the start.
Did you say something about starts and restarts being difficult?
You're around here all afternoon. You've had qualifying and things, and you're so amped up to get things started and get going, but this is the last thing that you want to happen. You want to get the race started. And
water temps 220 here.
It's 44 was Will Kimmel. There you see Berryhill.
Just go right to the garage here.
And before we even got to turn, there's Corey LaJoie torn up in the 98. Before we even got to turn one, lap one. Big mess just past the start line here in Charlotte.
that just shows how these drivers understand too. This is a big night. You know, you get there, you're excited about this opportunity. Sometimes it's hard to temper that and understand you've got to get this race started.
Yeah, I think you're going to see this thing start right there in the middle of the field, right where Corey LaJoie was. He's in this yellow car. I think he may have gotten into the car in front of him to kind of start this. I don't know if it accordioned up. Maybe it did in front of him, actually. You can see a couple of cars in front. And it caught up right there.
Chris Buescher in the 60, maybe, that had some trouble getting going.
It's actually even further up than that.
Yeah, it looks
16.
Like, yeah, Ryan Reed there. Yep. Maybe spun the tires or couldn't get going because of something in front of him, and they just stacked up behind, and it's generally what happens.
What a mess. So trouble on the very start of the race. Collects at least a half a dozen cars. And the yellow flag already out tonight here in Charlotte. Dale Conley.
Get the wall up there, Nick.
The young West Virginia.
Is it tore up? I mean, I think it's fixable. You know what I'm saying? I think you can fix it on pit road here.
Now tough luck for Cale, and now that fender's going to start to come apart as that tire begins to rattle around against it if he's not careful.
Yeah, it needs to just really, really slow down there before it does any more damage. It's already a lot of damage.
Don't go too fast. That tire's starting to come apart.
That's kind of where you saw a lot of contact with cars on that initial start. I was wondering if somebody may have gotten some body damage and a tire rub. That might be a problem. This might be one of them.
Yeah, it's a very real possibility there, Andy. It's a good point. It had a good qualifying effort here today.
Yeah, he dropped back quite a bit.
You can see this car just goes straight.
Oh,
right.
yeah. Yeah, definitely a tire problem.
Cale was running 27th at the time. And a problem multiplier on display there. Regan Smith out in front.
Trouble on the front straightaway.
Cars into the wall. Ty Dillon's turned around and hits hard.
Right behind you. Going to be a lot of debris.
There were 4 wide coming through the tri-oval, trying to come through the tri-oval. Obviously not that wide.
23's Carlos Contreras. There's Ty Dillon's car all torn up. Third place driver in the championship. Cale Conley again. Eric McClure, 51 Jeremy Clements, James Buescher.
You all right?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Here we are. are.
Here's your 4 wide.
And just getting squeezed there. You could see just kind of ran out of racing room. I'm not going to put all that on Ty. He forced the issue for sure to make it happen, but he got squeezed from the outside of the 14 car. You could see there.
Up in front of him here. Go on. Middle. Hold her straight. Lock her down here. You all right?
Just watch this. You know, you put yourself in that position, things can happen, but you can see Eric McLaurin in that 14 came down, and that kind of created the contact.
That's a hard hit, too. Good to see everybody okay. He leads this race. Caution, trouble, back straightaway. Car on the inside wall.
Yellow's out.
It's Corey LaJoie.
Pretty hard hit for Corey.
So another car slow on the bottom of 3 and 4. That might have picked up some damage in that also. It's the 80 of Ross Chastain. Flat tires on that car.
And Brendan Gaughan got sideways is what started that. Maybe the 39, the seat got into him.
It looked like the 98 got into the back of the 80 and turned him, and then it came back around and caught him to send him to the inside wall.
I think it all started either with 62 having to get out of the throttle and see getting into the back of him, or just contact between the two.
And Trevor Bayne, the race leader, has hit the wall.
Killed it. There, hold it up there. Now come down. Take it to that fire truck. Try to get out here. Just let him come to you. You're still on fire. Little right front, it looked like, Chad. He's out.
Shocking development here in Texas as the race leader has crashed. Fortunately out of his car. Obviously not happy.
Oh my. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's just too bad. This was a great run for Trevor Bayne. Had the race lead. And then this.
Sometimes as a driver and team, you wonder just what do you have to do? You know, they've been times they've struggled, a number of times when they've had really, really good race cars, but things just like this have taken them out. What a hard hit. That's just the worst feeling as a driver.
That made me shudder up here.
Yeah, it's...
Looked like no warning whatsoever.
No, and his lap times hadn't slowed down, so they'd given him nothing there, but you wonder... You know, was it something that he possibly ran over, or were they pushing the issue with the camera in the right front?
Pit road closed. What have I got to do? A crash for Ryan Sieg and caution out here at Texas Motor Speedway, and a hard crash in turn 2, though. You see the young Georgia driver out of his car and walking away. Corey LaJoie caught a piece of it also as he was in the vicinity when Sieg had something go wrong with his car and spun up the racetrack and hit hard. Watch the left rear tire on the 39.
Oh, wow. I'll tell you, what you're seeing right there is the actual end of the housing breaking off, because the hub's still attached. You can see it attached to the wheel. If you remember, you can see the rotor flying up the racetrack right there. If you remember, we were talking about how you adjust camber, the rear camber in these cars. You basically heat it up and have to bend it into it and out of it. When they have too much, they go through tech. That can sometimes weaken that housing to a point that it'll fail. You bend them back and forth too much.
And those loose tires are not a good thing if someone hits.
Yeah, and that thing's heavy because it has, like I said, it has the hub attached to it.
A rear slide on exit, but otherwise it's pretty good. Yellow as we've got some contact.
77 car of Brennan Newberry is in the wall, and the caution flag is out for the first time in this race. That is off of turn number 4. He's snugged right up against the front stretch wall between the exit of turn 4 and the flag stand.
Thing looks fine, and then it's not. Oh, boy. Like right front went down.
Yeah, we were talking about that a minute ago when we were talking about the 3 car and making the tires kind of mad. What you can do is kind of like a Martin.
Not pushing things really hard.
Oh, one in the wall. Landon Castle. Caution flag.
Tire. Landon having a good run, too. He's up in the top 15.
Wind and net going down, so a good sign there, but unfortunate end to Landon's day.
I'm going to say 2 caution flags, about 40 laps into a run, each for right front issues, is going to have a lot of Sprint Cup Series crew chiefs suddenly scurrying up and down pit road here to figure out what's going on.
And this car's on fire, almost very similar to Brendan Newberry's car. That black smoke coming out of it.
It's been a difficult spot for him to get to with the car still right up against the wall also.
And the yellow flag for the 3rd time in this race. Dakota Armstrong also turned around in this. Yellow flag not for somebody hitting the wall.
I couldn't gas up.
See if we can see the cause here.
Yeah, the cause is basically turn 3 that we talked about. The lack of banking, the amount of speed you carry there. A car on the outside, you don't have the downforce and side force that you have running by yourself.
Yeah, and I think this is, you see the 43 just gets sideways. You put on up into Jamie Dick. Them both around.
And see going down into turn 1. Racing with Ross Chastain right there. See the 10 car get a little bit loose, have to correct it into the left rear quarter panel, and a hard lick for Corey LaJoy.
Oh, yeah, that was very hard.
The right rear's gone.
And I think it's pretty safe to say he's going to need some new right side tires on that thing before he continues.
Okay, let's go ahead and get tires on it.
It's a long slide to keep it off the wall. Does a nice job of doing all of that again.
Got a spinner in turn 2. And caution out. Ryan Sieg.
Okay, flat.
Yellow flag number 7.
We might get to that 10, Alan.
I think I'm going with the over.
Yeah. I didn't think we'd get there.
Sieg, the young driver from Georgia, with that fabulous finish at Daytona, got himself involved in the Nationwide Insurance Dash for Cash bonus money program earlier.
Really had a number of good runs this year. Just a little out of control right there, and we've seen a lot. Telling you, watch this 12 car.
Oh, trouble behind them. Josh Berry, turn around. He catches Brendan Gaughan. And the yellow flag is out.
Tires are earning.
So trouble coming to the white flag in that
Yeah, tire
intense
coming
racing
apart here. Just be careful with the fenders.
behind the leaders, while Kyle Larson took the lead away from Matt Kenseth. The yellow came out before the leader got the white flag, and so now we're going to have some extra racing.
Boy, that's barely close.
Yeah, I was talking to Ryan Preece, one of the other young drivers in the field, like Josh Berry, coming from a short track background, and he said the hardest thing about learning this mile-and-a-half track racing was the air and what it does to your car, and Josh Berry might have just gotten a lesson on that right there.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of other times get himself in positions that I thought were going to be a spin maybe, but he was able to hold on to them. Look right here. You can see the lights come on just before he can get the flag out, but it does happen. A nice job there of redirecting which flag he was going to throw. Here.
White flag. We're in the last lap of the season for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. One car up high. Ryan Reed scraping the wall. We stay onto the green. It's going to be a race for second between Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch. Tables turned on a final restart, and the first checkered flag in a long time for Matt Kenseth tonight at Homestead.
Hell yeah, guys. Good job.
Good job, buddy. Way to wheel it there.
Yeah, crazy.
54's outside.
What a finish. Wow. To the Nationwide Series season tonight.
Well, you see a lot of won't do in Matt Kenseth on that restart.
And he did everything that a driver can do right there to put himself in that position. Looked like he had another gear there in the middle of 1 and 2 when he shot out front.
And all the meaning for Kevin Kidd written on his face there, as he exits Joe Gibbs Racing for a new job and a new team. But he goes out a winner with Matt Kenseth driving one whale of a race. Championship celebration begins for Chase Elliott. The trophy presentation still to come. And while Chase celebrates the Drivers' Championship, Roger Penske will celebrate his second championship of this season, as Brad Keselowski got the job done for him tonight. He'll be the team champion, the owner's championship in the Nationwide Series.